To start again. This is the infrastructure committee meeting. We have three members present, so we have a quorum. And we have two guests with us. The first order of meeting is to well, first of all, there's a talking stick. So if we get into what we did last month, we're gonna start using the talking stick. So second of all, we needed a motion to approve the minutes from last.
So move.
I second.
Good, because I can't do anything. Okay, so the minutes from last meeting are approved. The next is a town manager report.
So as far as finances go, we haven't had any change since the last meeting. I can pass this out if you'd like a copy. That's our current expense and revenue. What we will be seeing coming up, I mean, the one change is that I think we had our final payments for the contractual lot snow plowing and village snow. So that was wrapped up for the month of April. And then we will be getting road patching coming up here in the next payment cycle. And we'll try to get the calcium chloride ordered. So any questions? Okay.
Okay. Roadside inventory.
So I believe Taylor got that completed and it's included in your packet. I believe that the third page, it's in blue. And so this is just showing all of these signs that we currently have. If you went over to the North Wing Dam House. And that's where we have them all currently stocked up. And he's got some notes under there. So that should be in the packet in here. And then we're gonna go through those and see what also needs to be done and try to get some printed out. If there's anything over here between now and the next meeting that you think needs to be added, just let us know.
One thing, Shannon,
Yes.
the sign Sable Lane off Pond Road, the sign's on the ground.
Okay,
So just a.
that's a private road,
I had one of our signs though, I wonder.
but it
Did we
is,
sign it?
Yes, you do sign private roads.
Under E911, we signed them.
Huh?
Under the E911, we had to put the signs up.
Yeah.
right, but then I think after that, then they maintain them. And if it comes down, then the road association or someone has to order one.
Okay, it's there, so it's not missing, it's just on the ground.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'll look into it,
Do-
but it is, yeah. private
So-
road.
Okay.
So whoever you'll contact the people or try to, yeah.
But
What part of the lake is that on, Dave?
Sure, that's it.
It's on the Cassett on the west side, off Pond Road.
Okay,
so if you're coming from town, it's on the right.
Right after Newcomb's Corner.
yeah,
Do
okay,
that.
good.
So this is the list of what we had.
Yes,
Where's the list of what needs to be fixed still?
I know Taylor's gone out and adjusted a bunch of things, so I have to go back and do a road review and check and see what else needs to be done. But he went out to Lincoln Point Road and fixed that one,
What?
recently, last week, Yeah.
The stop sign.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he was talking about adding another one where it turns because of Morrison Heights turns into Hardscrabble.
And Lake Point.
Yeah, and Lincoln Point, is that right? And then over at Lincoln Point, there's another one. So he was talking about having one where it kind of turns from Morrison Heights to Hardscrabble, and then the other one is over at Lincoln Point right now. With the stop sign, but just some kind of directional signs.
This little road up here, the dead end, Old Kins Hill Road, or
Yeah,
doesn't have a stop. I don't know who has the right way there.
Coming down this way to the stop sign.
Coming towards Inez.
it should be going up Kents Hill and Innis Road.
You'd think they'd have the right way.
Yeah,
No,
That's the road coming down,
No.
doesn't have a
Not
stop sign.
necessarily, because Innis Ridge Road has a stop sign. So the right of way goes straight, technically goes straight, because that's the same named road.
Yeah,
And Innis Ridge Road tees into it, but nobody does, you bang the corner, right?
I bet in the corner, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's no stop signs for me
you don't wanna stop going up a hill.
Right, but so there's no stop sign that says that I
Okay.
don't have the right of way to go left.
So
Right.
I get, my recommendation is that this straight road has the right of way. I hate it when you have a curve that doesn't have the right of way, when you have a road like Inus come in. To a T, and they have a right of way, then that doesn't follow any other sequence of anything that,
But
In the world.
Innis Ridge Road does not have the right of way, it's got a stop
that's what I'm
sign.
saying. But,
That's a dead stop.
but,
I
okay,
suggest there's a rule somewhere that says who has the right of way regardless of our discussion.
Yep, so I put down stop sign, right of way.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So I sent you out or actually, yeah, I did, and then she's printed off the form that we did. That I did a long time ago about. What our priorities were.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know it's in this mess someplace. It looks like this.
The last page. The second.
Yeah, it's the sheet, no, it's not sheet two. The next to last page. Sheet two is the one that,
This is the one you want?
yeah, the one that's got the picture on the backside.
Right.
This, we know is a working document. In that we can change the priorities anytime we want to. The reason I bring this up is that when Mark and Taylor went out and did their road recon. They came up with the recommendation that. Which one was it? One of them you didn't think we ought to.
Richmond Mills Road.
Richmond Mills, we shouldn't do anything on Richmond Mills as far as a wearing surface. And they recommended it be reclaimed,
Yes,
okay?
but what, the shim that we did on that road, if you remember, David, was a Band-Aid. And
So,
it's not really.
By Dale Hines up that way,
That's not good, putting a bit of surface.
up
over
there,
it.
did it come apart?
It's all cracked and there's
Okay.
rust holes
So-
that need to be changed.
and
And
again,
it would go nice with, I'm sorry, it would go nice with Berry Road.
Yeah.
Just like right around the corner, the equipment's all right there.
so,
What are we gonna do about that intersection then? That's gonna be a real,
Well, I just mean as far as equipment, they just pick up and drive it.
no, I understand, but it was, they went right straight through.
Yeah.
Last time, if they don't go straight through now, we've gotta have a stopping point for them. Do we bring them through? Just to make sure we've got coverage and then you got the taper, cause you're gonna have a heck of a speed bump if we're not careful there.
Yeah.
Or. Are you thinking about grinding Richmond and redoing it,
Yeah,
the whole thing
what do we do there?
at the end?
Cause the equipment.
yeah, that was their
You'd have to grind
recommendation.
the whole, all of Richmond, you think, or
I think so.
isn't it good, isn't that first section good on the flat spot?
But Dick Lee's, no.
Yeah. Up from Dick Lee's up to about the Brown House there,
It's a lot.
that is too. I would suggest we go through, either way, we go at least through that intersection, so we get a good taper done there.
Yeah.
And then you can pick up at the end of the taper to grind both directions.
So, the people that went out and looked at it, their recommendation is we not pave Richmond Mills. And then we put that in the recycle. So that would mean that we would have 6 roads to pave. This spring, and then Richmond Mills then would be downgraded to a recycle. And as far, now, should we make Richmond Mills the first priority before hardscrabble? So we do both Berry and Richmond Mills together, well, hardscrabble's the first one. Was our first priority.
Yeah.
So when should we make the Richmond Mills priority? On the back of this, on the front of this list that I made out. If you turn that over, Dave, the orange part. Down at the bottom,
Here's your, okay,
alright, that's the way we had set up the priorities. 2 meetings ago.
I still question mark, Berry Road, do we want to grind it and do it before we do that culvert?
Well, I don't care which one we do it.
Well, okay, but right now we're talking Richmond Mills.
I just
We
think the
put them
rich,
together, there's no sense
Yeah.
moving. from
Okay, I
Richmond Hill.
understand. Yeah.
Right.
You try to cut down on your moving costs, cause it's very expensive.
Okay. Right,
I would stick Richmond Mills right under Berry Road.
so put Richmond Mills in as 4 and move Lake Shore to 5.
It's not a very big road budget wise, it's not long, it's not wide, it's,
Okay,
so.
is that agreeable to everybody?
I'm still saying, do we wanna keep it that high on the list if we're gonna do that culvert though?
Or I just want, I only wanna keep it with.
Keep
Berry.
it together.
Oops.
But
Yeah.
Were we not talking the timeline at the same time?
Right now, we're not talking about the timeline.
If we have an RFP that has base bid items, which is whatever roads you wanna put your 1 inch wearing course on. And then it has alternative bid items, which is the reclaim and 2 inch base course roads.
Hmm.
Then when the bids come in and you look at your money that's available, the road commissioner with your advice can decide what of those add alternatives they wanna buy. We don't have to buy them in any particular
Order.
way that they're ordered.
Oswald?
So this is a discussion, I think, to be had when you know, okay, we got $300,000 now. Here's our bids on the, left over, here's our bids on the recycle and base course roads. Which ones do we wanna do? Now, are you telling me that, and you may have, and I'm not, I don't know. Are you telling me that that the price might be different if you do, say, Berry Road and Richland Mills Road together? Well, then we should put them together as one that we should put them together as one item.
That's what.
That would be my suggestion.
That's what we just did by moving them together, I assume.
I'm saying for the bidders, you're
Yeah.
telling me that the price that they provide will be different. That's,
Yeah, could be.
Road's gonna continue all the way through Richmond Mills Road, though. Wouldn't that be cost efficient? If they're doing a 1 inch surfacing all the way from Pond Road, continuing through that intersection?
That's how it got shimmed, just to hold it together temporarily.
Right.
He's saying now he'll break it
Yeah.
off.
they don't,
because That road's not.
they don't wanna do that anymore. They say the road's crappy and
They
they
say
wanna
the-
grind it
So
up.
Richmond Mills Road is.
Yeah,
And
that's what they
So would
say.
be doing the work that
He's
they're
saying,
doing?
exactly, he's saying, dump that into the hopper and go back and put the culverts in, grind it and then do a base coat and finish again.
Didn't they just
Okay.
do that in 2025?
They did, but he's saying
They-
it broke off
Before,
Well, they shimmed Richmond Mills.
November 24.
just a shim.
For
That was
purposes,
a waste of money. Just like the
Sounds like it.
big, that's all
Anyway,
that.
let's, Henry, please.
for purposes of the RFP, is this alternative work? Reclaim a 2 inch base and a 1 inch wearing surface? Or is the alternative work reclaim and a 2 inch base? We need to know that because we're doing RFP.
Well,
I believe.
I see what you have here, what you've done in the past, and what I've heard you say, is we wanna put the 2 inch base down and we wanna wait a year to put on the 1 inch wearing cord.
that's correct.
Yes.
Is that what you wanna do now?
Yes.
Okay,
So-
let's-
I'm gonna call for the, we've had a motion, we've had a second. To take Richmond Mills off the paving portion and put it back down into reclaim. And to put that along with the Berry Road, both roads being put out at the same time.
Correct.
That's the motion on the floor. All approved?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the recommendation we'll make to the road commission. I know it's around a lot around the corners, but that's okay. Anything about Lovejoy Pond Dam at this point? I know we had the state was gonna look at it or something, but that's still the same.
They did not find that as a significant hazard at this time. They'll come back out and re-inspect sometime probably later summer.
Okay. I was gonna ask, Taylor for a written list of those items that he needed for his mitigation. Interest and mitigation personnel, where he's gone, we won't do that. Tempe Bridge,
So I think I had sent out a copy from the Calderwood Engineering sometime back right after the meeting. What Calderwood has come back with for an estimate. I'd like to reach out to another company and get an estimate as well. And then, at some point, move forward with an infrastructure adaptation fund grant. Although that is only good until the end of May, that closes. That just opened up at the end of March.
Wow.
So it's a very short turnaround time. I don't know what that would look like, but time is limited considering we've got budget things to really focus on right now, so.
Having gotten this information, do we really need that budget line, Happy Bridge, to hire a consulting firm? Aren't they kind of doing it for us?
The adaptation fund is not 100% covered, so I think it would be good to even have that in there if we were to do anything moving forward with it. It's good to have that in there. I think that was the 10% matching fund that
And
you
that-
have to have.
That money would, if we didn't use it for consulting, hopefully we don't have to, would go towards the final project.
How much did your consultant that you talked to said they were gonna charge us and what were they going to do?
Which
The
consultant?
first, and didn't you say you talked to the firm?
We talked to a retired, what was it, a retired bridge engineer who used to work for the state. And he's the one who laid out the 3 different options and he gave us an estimate. And then he's the one who referenced us to Calderwood Engineering.
Okay, and did Calderwood Engineering give us a price to do work?
They did, so I believe in that, they I think they recommended one of the 2. And I can't remember how to look at it.
Well, I'm just wondering for their engineering services, is there a price or have they already done it for us?
So this is all just an estimate, but
Okay.
it includes their overall engineering of it.
Yes, yeah.
And then them supervising the project.
Right.
Yeah, and hiring it out and everything.
So then at this stage, we've talked to an engineering firm and they've come back with recommendations and then we need to figure out what we're gonna do with it.
It would need to go out to a formal bid anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they did cover the things that we had talked about, which was replace the culvert as is, replace with a larger culvert, or go with a bridge type structure, which I think we need to kind of get a general idea of which direction. I felt the committee was looking more at bridge, you do it once, you're done with it.
Yeah.
But it's more money, but still way less than we thought.
So what is the amount of money for the bridge?
Right here, they're saying anticipated budgetary cost of 820,000.
And they're talking 600,000 if we just temporary.
If we
Well,
did,
that was
yeah,
the-
basically 580,000.
I guess I'm looking for a motion that we recommend putting a bridge in at Tempe. And then turn it
I
over.
guess we need to look and see what the numbers
Is
are.
this an actual engineering report where they said, where we paid them and they've given us a report?
No.
I think that's what you need.
Right, we'd have to put it up to a formal bid.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if in their submission to us, did they give us a price for them to do that?
Yes, it's included in that.
Okay, what is it? Is that, how much is it?
It's included in that number.
Right.
The
They didn't
800,000
separate it.
or whatever?
They did not separate it. You can look at it.
They said at the end that it would include their services and oversight of the construction. And they would do
Okay.
the hiring of the company.
Okay. I think you need a report sealed by an engineer.
Yes,
And we need to know how much that's gonna cost
right.
for to get that report.
Yes, I would need to send out a formal RFP for bids on that.
And generally
Need that.
speaking,
What's that?
We need that for the grant, or why do we need that?
Well, we would need it for both. I mean, for the grants, in order to apply for the grant, we would need to have like an engineering company to give us the numbers and how much it would overall cost. I mean, we've kind of got that, but again, it's an estimate, it's not an exact amount. And so if we committed to a certain engineering company, they would go out and get the very specific numbers and talk to companies to come in and do the work.
and just for what it's worth, generally, most places. When you're doing engineering, when you're doing professional services, it's not really a low bid deal.
No.
It's based on best qualified on what you think, yeah, and actually some places it's even against the law to do a little bit. I'm not saying it's that way in many, but. So it's not necessarily whoever's cheaper, it's whoever you decide is the best choice as far as their work goes for.
I just question the need of an engineer to
I-
replace culvert.
Well, you're not gonna get any money you're not gonna get a grant if you don't have civil plans, I can tell you that.
Well, that's
For sure.
that's why. I know.
Yeah, I know, at least I think that's true, is that,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
You have to
The,
submit the plans, certified plans, so that.
yeah, this,
We need a grant on it, so.
the state will not give the money based on the road commission's concept of how the bridge ought to be rebuilt.
Excellent. But we need an engineer.
It's a good starting point, though.
Yeah.
Which we didn't have before, so.
Okay, so getting back to where we were. I think that it sounds like the committee is looking at putting a bridge in as opposed to refurbishing or what's there.
We wait and see what the engineers come back with and what
Well,
options are.
understand money is a problem, but if we think that it's right, does the committee feel that we ought to put a bridge in if it's affordable? Is my question.
I would say the bridge is the best.
Okay.
I'm not interested in the repair, the slip liner repair personally,
No,
doesn't,
so,
but what if the other two options are what we have
What
now?
we have now, or
Or-
leave what we have now, or
Well,
replace with what
What
we have.
now, I think is a lousy. option.
I agree. And
Replace what we have.
Exactly, it's
Consider-
still,
I'd like to see a number and then the bridge, be nice to see it.
okay, so then I think the committee is in agreement that
we're leaning toward it.
our first priority would be to put the bridge in if it's economically feasible. Is that right?
Sure.
I'm not saying that right now, I'm saying I don't like the first option of slip lining it,
I don't either.
but I don't have I haven't formed an opinion about the other two options yet,
Okay,
myself.
all right, I'm just, okay,
He's not subscribing to the we don't need no engineers. You-
No,
you
I'm
don't-
on board.
No, I'm saying you are, I'm saying you don't disagree with the we don't need no stinking engineers, he wants to hear what the engineers have to say. I
Yeah,
suggest
okay.
that's the way you should
so
go.
then, okay, so then right now, then what we do is we're gonna put Tempe back on the burner and we'll bring it up again next month.
Am I right that y'all have already suggested or recommended the $50,000 for, okay, I just wanna make sure I had that.
As I remember it.
No, no, that's-
We made the motion and it went to the budget committee.
That's
So I'll keep it.
Yeah, the motion was made and it went to the budget committee, I think by either one or two people.
It's in there.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's Tempe Bridge. What I'd like to do is to talk with Mark a minute, because I have a question about his, and it's this piece of paper that we've got. It's the last one on the list, and it's what when they went out and looked at the 7 roads for pavement. What needs to be done. And while we're talking about that and while they're looking, getting back to striping, should there be a line in there that says that we don't have to accept the lowest bid in the striping bid, when we do the paint striping?
Mhm.
I didn't see a line in there that said we have to,
It said they may accept or reject any and all bids.
I know.
That covers it.
if that covers it, that's fine. To me, that doesn't cover it.
That's
It's not
standard
precise
bid.
enough, but,
Is this the list that you and Taylor came up with?
Yes.
okay. So,
What date was that?
anyway, but I'm just gonna, I'll leave that to you, Shannon, about how you feel about
Down on
it.
the date that you.
I just, if I were gonna read that, I'd wanna know, look, if they don't want my bid and I'm low,
31st.
they told me they don't have to take it.
It says that the select board reserves the right to waive formalities or reject any or all bids when such action is in the best interest of the town.
I know,
Also, there should be an award criteria in there, and what you wanna say is that the award is gonna be based to the bidder that. Offers the best value to the town, price and other factors considered, is how you normally.
okay, well, okay, so, good, let's go back then to. Let's go back to the report that we've got. My question is, if we're gonna ask Shannon to do an RFP. On this report. How is it written? Because this report covers culverts, gravel, all kinds of things. So is there a way to write this so we don't have to write one RFP to replace culverts? And another RFP to do ditching? Or can we just hire one company? And I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Can we just hire one company and give them this list and say, this is what we want you to do on a Bessie Road? Or put the Bessie Road out for bid. You understand what I'm asking?
I mean, are we at a point where we wanna do them all at one shot or?
Well, if you're gonna pave them all, you've gotta do them all in one shot. Or you've gotta be, they've all gotta be done at one time, whether you have more than one company do them or not is really how the bids come back in.
Or you could put the bid out, you'd have to have it, put them all, lump them together and bid them all at one deal, and you'd probably get your best bang for your buck to do them. As one bid instead of a bid
Well,
all over the place.
I would think so
It's a
too,
way to start, I mean, it's up to the manager to decide how you wanna get your
but
bids
you-
structured, but.
I have absolutely no idea how to write the RFP on this. If we say, okay,
Is paving, Mark? Would you necessarily want to award the culvert replacement to the same contractor as does do the ditches?
I
Or are
think so.
those two different skills?
They should be the same contractor.
Same contract?
Yeah.
Okay. Then put it, then I think you ought to probably put it together in the same RFP. If they're different skills and different contractors, then I think it doesn't matter.
Right.
But you would have to have, your RFP should say that you may split the award between contractors.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the deal
It
is.
should definitely be together.
Same guy, okay.
Yeah.
Cause you already ditch it, it's pretty easy,
Yeah.
why you ditch it,
So-
put over it.
So
Start at the ball, and go up.
gentlemen,
Richmond Mills, Pond Road,
Sense.
Ennis, and Old Winthrop Road, since those got done in 2024, does that include all the culverts? Did they all get replaced?
Ennis we did not do the driveway culverts, we did the cross culverts on Ennis, but we did not do the driveway culverts.
I have one person up on Ennis that is saying that they had their driveway torn out, but it got filled back in with gravel, but it's never been repaired with the shoulder work, like the overlay for
Did-
that. Did that mean that the culvert got replaced or it didn't?
There's a culvert that got replaced.
One,
Some, yes, not all of the driveway culverts got replaced, but I think some driveway culverts. got replaced. I was not the contractor, so I don't know how that happened.
saw CHD, so it did some previously and some were still covered in snow. And says up to 6 need to be done, 1 confirmed.
You're on Innis Ridge.
Ennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Innis Ridge, the March 31st date was just a little too soon still.
Wait for some.
Innis Ridge still had snow, all culverts were plugged with snow still.
Okay. so
Convert which culverts done previously still covered in snow. Up to 60 be done on, yeah,
But all of
so
these.
we
still
need to go
be
back
done.
to that road.
Like Richmond Mills and Pond Road and all of those still need to be done too.
Everything on this list needs to,
Okay.
Everything.
yes, I don't understand, I'm starting at the beginning of the list and I already have a question. It says location 96. Current type unknown, length 40, diameter 15, driveway pavement cut. and
Is this a
patch.
survey or are these the ones that need to be replaced? Is what my question.
Well, these were the ones that needed work. I didn't make the list. I drove the truck and measured.
Taylor and Mark went out and looked at the roads, and this is what they came up with.
They came up with these are culverts that we know are there, or are these culverts that we know
Yeah.
need to be replaced?
There's something on these that needs to be done. So I see on Bessie Road on 13 and 6, it's pave only. Right? So those culverts, I know those culverts were replaced and,
Good to go.
but it never got paved. So when they come to do the service, we want them to pave
Correct.
over that culvert. 21 is a driveway culvert that's metal, it's 30 feet, so that needs to be done and it needs to be lowered. Right? And then 15, I'm going up from the bottom.
59.
That's okay.
59 is a metal culvert, so that needs to be changed. It's in a gravel driveway,
Uh-huh.
so that one's pretty makes sense to me. The two unknowns, I don't know what we're asking for on the unknowns.
We were asking for a 15-foot culvert, a 15-inch culvert, 30-foot long.
It looks
I
like
don't
they're,
really know what kind it is.
they're
Does it make,
looking at 9 and 12 inch culverts.
yeah, but does it make any difference what it is now?
It's patch, that's the length of the patch up the driveway is 9
Oh.
feet,
Got it.
okay?
Got it.
From the edge of the road, how far up the driveway did we recommend that the patch be? It
Gotcha.
would be 9 feet and 12 feet. So it says, I don't know why the unknowns, like, because we haven't been replacing plastic culverts. So it makes sense for me to see that say metal there. I don't know
Might have
why,
been
how it got
snow there.
unknown. Right. So we got something needs to be looked at again. Um. We confirmed what kind they were, so I'm confused with unknown. Unknown meaning that he didn't have a decent note written down, or what? This,
Okay.
yeah, so something we need to look at the rest again, the road.
Well, do we need? Does the committee need to go out and look at the one unknowns to find out what kind of culvert they are?
Yep.
Even though he's written down that we wanna replace a 15-inch culvert. I'm looking at 59 on Bessie Road.
59 makes sense because it's metal,
No, 59 is
about
unknown.
59 lower. Yeah,
59 is unknown.
okay,
And then 96 is an unknown, but in his
It would-
listing, he recommends a 15-inch.
yeah, it would be safe to assume that the unknown ones he wants to replace, but I don't know. What
Okay.
unknown means.
Well, okay, I don't either. So do we go with this list that you guys made up, or do we take another day, another week? And go out and look at the unknowns to find out before we can put an RFP out?
Yeah, I think we need to, I don't know if he left. Is he
He's
still
gone,
there?
he had a meeting today.
I'll work with Taylor and find out what the unknowns are,
Okay,
and then let Shannon.
well, can we wait a month before we put the RFP out?
I don't think so.
All right, so then are you and Taylor willing to look at them in the next week or so and come
Yes.
back to?
Yes,
So,
Just change those
we
unknowns.
would like to include you.
all right,
Absolutely, I will be here.
There was a
Yeah.
ten of March.
all right,
31st
so
deadline in
then
his
you
head.
guys will look at that, and as far as I'm concerned, you're more expert than this than I am. So I'm gonna just take what you put out. So in about a week, then you should have a list of items need to be done on each road. And whether, now my question is do we put this all 6 roads out to contract? To 5 different construction companies? Or do we try to break it down?
I thought we already said we bundle
Well, that's what
them. We
we've
bundle them
done,
with the ditch and bundle everything.
Yeah, but
except
I just-
Don't put the paving with it, obviously.
No. but that's what I wanna make sure that, as a committee, that you guys are happy with.
Yes,
And there's,
I suggest that you say when this needs to be done by. I mean, you want this done before you're. First off, how much of this stuff affects the first segment of the road? I guess all this on Bessie Road,
all
Bessie Road, all this affects the one that's overlapping.
with the
Okay.
exception of Richard Mills.
Yeah, which is.
And Berry, and the
Yeah.
Berry Road culvert, so I'd pull those two
Yeah.
out. Berry Road culvert, you probably ought to bid on its own. Don't lump it in with all the others.
So. This work should be done
Prior,
before July 1st, 2026.
Yes.
Then on the old culverts.
Okay.
is that the start date for payment?
That's what we told them. We wanted to pay between July 1st and August 30th, I think.
Yeah.
That's what we said. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so this list then is acceptable to you with the changes that are gonna be made.
Yes,
And we're gonna take Richmond Mill Roads out. And you wanna take the Barry Cross Culvert out,
correct.
the big one, so those 2 will come out. So that'll leave, 5 roads to pave,
I'd leave,
6 roads.
leave Richmond Mills culvert in. As far as culverts are concerned, you leave Richmond Mills in. Because you might as well do those, you gotta do those culverts anyway.
Okay, so then we'll do
Just pull the Berry Road culvert out as a separate bid.
just, okay. All right. So those.
and there still needs to be,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we still have 7 roads because we've got Inez that's gotta be done. But that's not critical to the paving because No, Linus has not been paid yet for wearing surface. There,
There was, there's a list.
And
Culvert list,
this Ridge Road needs to be done before July first, it's on your list of crap to start on July first.
Yeah.
Yes, so it needs to be done by July first also.
and in the effort of
The line.
saving everybody time
Culverts
and
on this
possible
one.
money. Then we didn't make a list for the roads that need to be reconstructed this, ground up this year. But we still need a list for
Mhm.
hard scrabble
Which
and.
would be for the fall work. We're kind of looking at summer work here, then you got fall.
Yeah, but this should be,
I know.
if we're doing culverts, do the culverts.
Yeah,
Put the one RFP out for the culverts that we need done this
For all-
summer.
Yeah,
For
for all,
this
for
year.
this year.
Like, yeah,
Not calendar year,
yeah,
physical.
you'd have to do it really soon.
Right, like
You go out and look at those other roads there. Look at Fairbanks, look at hard scrap.
is that,
Same thing, add these onto this list.
do
The
you,
problem here is how come we didn't wanna do that?
All inclusion tough.
do you wanna put Radius Global, yeah, Radius, fine, that's what tell me. Do you wanna add roads to what we're gonna put the RFP out, like hard scrabble for
For-
culverts? Do we have the money to do that?
For ditching and culvert.
Do we have the money to do that?
Apparently we do.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know, have numbers, so how do we know?
We
I'd
don't
like
know
to
that.
proceed with the resurfacing that we're looking to do and get that out, because right now paving companies are looking out to August right now.
Right,
So-
so get this done
So
first.
we'd like to get things done.
Rock and
then
roll on this.
Once we
Okay.
get one done, then we can move on to another.
There you go.
But I would like to get things going, because otherwise we keep talking, we've been talking about this since November, December. I would like to get it done now.
Thank you.
I think getting an RFP out is correct. You know, you need to get them, you need to have the price back on the culverts before you can make your award decision on the roads. Because how much money we have depends upon what bid alternative items we award. You gotta know how much money you have, you've got to, I believe the 7 roads. Or 6 now, I believe the 6 overlays there's not any problem with having enough money for that. Though, going after that, you wanna make an award on your alternate items, and so you need to know how much you're gonna have to spend on culverts, so you know what you have left over. So we have to get their culvert bids in
First.
before we can make an award decision, not before we put out the RFP, but before we can award a contract.
Mhm.
I put them all out at once,
Mhm.
and then when they come in, then you make a judgment.
Like culverts and ditching, and then I'd like to, in as well as paving, the surfacing. And then, so that'll keep me busy in that aspect, and then I'd like to get the line painting, the road sweeping and all that stuff taken care of before May.
I'd start on the brush,
So,
these roads too, get the brush control done.
right, but I'm also focusing
That,
on
that you can take out of maintenance.
budget and the upcoming
Okay.
town warrant,
I
so,
know, I think.
Okay,
The
yeah.
roads that we're proposing that we pave before June or starting on June,
Yeah.
don't need to be swept.
Don't need to be.
Not by a sweeper contractor, because the paving contractor is gonna sweep both.
In fact, anyway, so we're looking at trying to get all the roads swept before May. Just
But
part of the contract.
okay,
it's part of the contract already?
We've had a 3-year contract for road sweeping,
So-
so.
all right, so the recommendation then by the committee and with all this talking is that we're gonna ask the road commissioner Shannon. To put out or to look at and put out an RFP. To prepare the 6 roads we're gonna pave. Using this form, this sheet.
Culverts and
The
ditching.
cover and ditching sheet, and we're gonna. One, and however she puts it out, but we're gonna ask one construction company to do everything on Old Winthrop Road. All that needs to be done on Old Winthrop Road, instead of having one do ditching and one do culverts, we're gonna ask, okay?
Yeah.
Is that,
We're repeating ourselves, but correct.
well, I know, but
That's correct.
we talked so much stuff that I'm confused, alright, so you.
So I've got down an RFP for culverts and ditching at the same time as an RFP for paving the resurfacing of 6 roads.
Well, but there's more than culverts and ditching, so that throws
Brush
me,
work too.
that brought anything that's on this list.
That's something I will just get some quotes on, and if
Okay.
it amounts to over 15,000, then I'll bring it to the select.
Thank
board.
you.
Perfect. There's a. important note on this survey. On Green Tree Road, it's not ditching or culverts, and it
It's
is,
the major ownership, that must be across culvert across at the end by 133.
well, there's that, but there's, so it's pavement value near pole 4, center of road inspection. Request replacement from the contractor, pavement failure, pole number 4. The last thing on Green Tree Road.
Where's pole 4 on Blue Creek Road?
Up the hill and on the flat spot, leaving 133,
Really?
the pavement's unraveled, the brand new pavement.
It's, must be nothing under it, huh?
No,
Is it near where that
Looks
rock
like
color cropping?
looks like pole pavement to me.
Oh, really?
So what do we need to do there?
We need to get Allstate back out to warranty that.
Okay. So then that, we're recommending that the road commissioner contact Allstate to come out and fix that piece of road.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Recommend her to use caution with Hunter Farwell's
I hear you,
explanation.
I got it.
Okay, so you're all set on that?
I'm all set on that,
Okay.
I highlighted, I made a star, I will make note. of
Great.
all that.
Okay,
I
good.
don't think you need to formally contact the road commissioner.
Okay,
Ma'am? No, they're not, is there
Oh,
anything
is
to
that-
help you with?
I'm sorry for interrupting.
that's okay.
They open later today or not at all?
Not on Mondays,
Okay.
we'll be open tomorrow at 9.
Okay, so is there any,
See ya.
anything else on the 6 roads? 6 roads we're gonna pave. Is the road commissioner, town manager all set?
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
we'll throw that one in the fire. Okay. The other thing is going back to the sheet that we made out of our recommendation for roads and paving, which is this sheet. You want to step the picture on the back? We pretty well talked that over. From past meetings, my recollection is that we will, now, one other question, when we do the preparation for the 6 roads. That's gonna come out of the regular budget and that's not gonna be part of the, yeah, okay.
What are we saying?
We're-
The roads that are being overlaid, 6 roads that are being.
The 6 roads that are being overlaid, the preparation for that is gonna come out of the regular budget.
What preparation do you need for the overlays?
You mean these, what we just
Just
talked
cover
about?
us.
What we just talked
The
about,
culverts?
Oh, the culvert.
culverts and
Oh.
culverts and the ditching and the trees and that, is that coming out of the regular budget? Or is that coming out of the control budget,
Yes.
control money?
Road. I would probably take that out of the roads budget. Until we get,
Until you complete it, and then you can take it out of the other.
yep,
Okay,
It
that, so
can,
that,
it can carry over for
Yeah.
both.
well, yeah, but
So
that,
maintenance or
I
capital.
think it just depends.
yeah.
The cost, how much we plan on spending in the next 3 months.
So then we, at this stage of the game, I don't think we have any more money in the budget. To do any other paving, any other ditching or culverts than this, until we know what's going on. Am I correct when I say that? You know, we don't know how much it's gonna cost, but we do know that there's money there, okay, so, sure.
Depends on how much more time we spend talking about
I
it.
don't know that.
Yeah.
One thing I would ask though is on, Berry Road. Your chart here says it's 1.24 miles. It looks to me like it's been paved where it turns from Kings Highway into not Berry Road, I'm sorry, Berry Road.
Yeah.
I went down,
It
my
changed,
car odometer says the bad part of that road is about 0.8 of a mile long.
Okay,
And after that, it looks like it maybe has been repaved. It looks just like Kings Highway. I don't know if we did Kings Highway and went around the curve and.
down the hill.
So
you take down the hill to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, so I'm suggesting that for our RFP purposes, 1.24 miles is not correct.
Okay,
So, it's more like 0.8 miles. Somebody needs to give us the correct number of feet. On my estimate, I put on a smaller number of feet. Hey, but that's something I made up. Don't believe me. I'm serious about that. I put on Bessie Road.
Yeah.
I forget how many feet I put on there. It's on the estimate. But that was just based on
Bessie
driving my
Road?
car on or
now Barry.
Barry.
Berry Road. I was just driving my car and what it looked like.
Okay.
So
You're
please,
absolutely right.
please check that out.
So is there somebody that will go look at that and come back with
Yeah.
a mileage
Yeah.
figure?
Yeah.
Foot figure?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mark, you'll do that and get that back so that they've got the numbers. Cause we're not ready to RFP it yet, but at least we can talk about it.
Oh, we're ready.
I know,
I'd like to do
I can tell, I can tell we're ready.
okay, so we talked about this and then we're gonna pay the 6 roads. Anything that's left over, then we're gonna do reclaim as we need to. Is that correct?
I would suggest we do that Berry Road culvert before we do anything on Berry Road. Get that culvert done.
Okay,
Then, and instead of grinding up like we're gonna do on Richland Mills Road, grinding good stuff up for
Okay.
bad.
Well, yes, because the culvert needs to be fixed first, it seems to me.
okay,
And before you put new paving on the road, would you do that in connection or right before?
It can be done anytime.
But it needs to.
Oh, it doesn't, don't you?
You need to let it
pavement to
settle.
fix it?
What's that?
If we rebuilt the road but didn't do the culvert,
Oh,
wouldn't that
no.
be silly?
That would be.
Okay, that's,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, that's.
Okay.
I'd say anytime, it can be
Okay,
done
yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It can be done 3 weeks before they pave. It needs to be done, why not do it now?
I
Do you guys
suggest
have
we
an
do it
idea?
further than 3 weeks before they pave though.
Yeah, do you guys have,
So many
do
culverts that go.
all right,
That's-
gentlemen.
We can do it anytime. Well,
you have an idea?
Sticks there, that's.
Do you folks have an idea? I just took the stick. It's been- Do you folks have an idea of the approximate cost of that culvert?
numbers.
Okay, but is it like a $10,000 deal? Is it a $50,000 deal?
Well, you look at the thing, it's a,
10 or less. I
it's
would guess.
it's a concrete culvert, I mean,
It's going back, it's a plastic,
but still.
Okay,
10,000 or less.
sorry, all right.
So, okay. So I think we've kicked that one over the can. All right, 5-year plan. Again. We need to look at the rest of the roads. And come up with we know which roads we want to. Yeah. Grind up, but we need to look at each one of these roads to see what we need to do beside grind them. Reclaim them. And
I'd say we need a survey of what culverts and ditching need to do on those roads before we do anything.
Well,
Go out and produce that
Yeah.
same document we had here for those roads.
that's what I'm getting at, so.
Okay.
What I'm thinking about is if, and I'm conversant with gravel, but the rest of this stuff. So what I'm thinking about is if 2 of us go off, if Mark goes off with one and Taylor goes off with another, with the other, was it Barry? What's his name? Come on, Tom. If you had Brian, if we do it as teams. And look at the roads that we need to get done, then we can come back with the same kind of a list of things that need to be done. Does that sound reasonable? And because there's really not a big push on that, we've got a couple of months to do that. So, okay. So that's it, I think that's the plan to keep working on the 5-year plan that we want to do.
I've got one right here.
The other thing that's happening is that, like, there was some talk this morning about, patching roads. As part of this committee, I would like to know what's going on like that. So however that's gonna be done, I don't know, but, and I know there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's done, but if I see a pothole and I call up. And somebody's already said, well, we already patched that, or somebody else, I'm not really sure how to get in the loop of what's happening with. The ongoing maintenance, is there a way, do we need it? Maybe not, okay. All right. Any other old or unfinished business? New business,
So, yeah, I guess I have a unfinished,
what?
telephone poles.
You're gonna say that. I'll just ignore it.
And we haven't moved anything forward with, yeah, Dexter Pond Road, sorry.
That's gonna be another day.
Yeah, it's always another day, but I just wanted on the record for old business.
So,
Big bonding on.
so what's, moving the telephones on Dexter Pond Road, is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about telephone poles townwide,
I know, oh, townwide,
the ones, so.
And Ridge Road used to be really bad.
What's happened, Tom, is they put telephone poles, I don't know.
yeah, you do, because everybody else is talking instead.
They know.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you wanna run the meeting, sir? Do you wanna run the meeting? Thank you. When you have your private conversations, even though you don't
You
care.
made
about
your
what-
point. That's enough. You made your point.
All right.
Be quiet. You're right. We're bad. We're quiet.
Okay.
Thank you for your point.
Not a problem, sir. All right, so the telephone poles are townwide. Do we have a list of which ones you'd like to have moved?
Yeah, every telephone pole that doesn't need to be in the right of way, that's not being used.
But we don't have a list of them,
No,
just so would you,
we don't.
would you be willing to make that list
Yeah.
up and present it to the
Yeah.
committee?
Yeah,
Okay,
the part that's been mentioned before is somebody with authority has to call somebody and tell them.
okay,
So what happens, Tom, is they put up a new pole.
yeah,
Or a pole gets hit by a car, they don't remove the old pole. And to me, it's a huge safety hazard,
okay.
because now if you go off the road, towards one of these telephone poles,
So you get two-
you're gonna hit two.
Yeah, so if you make the list and you bring it to the committee can then give it to the town. And then they'll have the authority to go to look for this.
Okay.
All right, so that's gonna be on your docket to do that for us. Good, okay. Under new business, the request that the wording in the article for the warrant be the same as it is this year to transfer any unused funds from the budget to the capital account. Do we just do that to you and Shannon, or does Dave do that in the budget committee?
That goes to the board writing the warrant, when you're writing the articles. Does that have to be an article every year?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay,
That the amount is carried forward.
Yeah, but I believe we did that with the fire department every year too, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we've already covered from last year, this year, it's moving forward.
okay,
Go on, Henry.
sir.
I suggest if your committee has a recommendation on that, they make it.
I recommend we use the same wording as we did last year.
I second that recommendation. Is
Okay,
that a vote?
the recommendation is passed.
So you voted? Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
We talked about the Barry Road culvert,
Yep,
all right.
well.
We have,
Finish up the Barry Road culvert and have,
When she gets a chance, get an RFP out, to get bids.
yeah,
That'll be a bidded item.
do you need more than that?
for the berry,
Yeah,
will that be included with this list
No,
or,
be separate, be on its own.
well, you could put it all out at the same time, yes.
okay, so you.
But as a,
Bid with that,
David would like that as a separate quote.
Separate item.
but separate but included,
Yeah,
okay, so culverts and ditching include berry. Berry.
As a secondary. So they'll get a bid for all that work and then, a bid for the culvert.
Culvert. Separate,
But you send it to the same people at the same time,
okay,
2 jobs.
so.
oh, okay,
One
You wanna-
jobs.
so separate RFP for that,
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
You anticipate that you would award those to the same contractor?
Depends what the numbers are.
That one's a standalone enough that some random
so
finance.
if you send that an RFP, then I have two RFPs in one envelope. to
There
each
you
company.
go,
That's what you're
precisely.
saying, and so then they can put in a bid for one, they can put in a bid for another, and send it back, and then I can choose yes or no.
Okay.
Okay,
the closing of all roads for winter maintenance, not winter maintenance, I'm sorry. For inclement weather, I think that would go from us to the board.
That's-
Yeah.
And I think we've already taken care of that, but I just wanna make sure.
you were talking about the posting of roads,
Posting
not
of
just
roads.
clarifying.
Yeah. So
Has the
that,
board looked at any abandoning, they aren't even ready to deal with like Farnham Road yet, are they?
We have not,
Okay,
Okay.
but kick that can out of the air then.
yeah.
Do we need to recommend to the budget committee to increase the road plowing and sanding for Kent Hill Road and White Road?
Kensal Road. Does it usually include Kensal Road?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we had talked about Kent Hill Road and, wasn't there a continuation in Kent Hill Road? Didn't somebody build up on the other end of it or something?
There's a guy that said he was gonna try to get Kensal Road plowed, but I don't believe he's come to any.
Okay,
No,
all
And
right,
is that this portion of Kents Hill Road that you're speaking of, is that a private road or is it a town way?
we don't know, that's the
Okay,
problem.
well, we need to look at
Until
our
we can
inventory.
say-
Yeah, if it's.
Look at our-
Guys,
You have to wait until they,
like White Road, but White Road
like
is
White
now,
Road, just say similar to White Road.
But
So-
if there's nobody living there now. And it is a town way. And you wish to close it for winter maintenance, you may do so now. We should bring that up now. And so then if somebody decides to build, they decided to build on a road that was already closed to winter maintenance.
for us to
But
say-
that's those, but
Those
it's too
people,
long,
that
too
road
long.
wasn't closed to winter
But
maintenance.
there's already somebody built up there.
Oh, so they already lived.
They already live
Okay,
there.
never mind.
It's the
They've
same,
already-
So it's the same deal, okay, I'm sorry, I thought when you said, I thought you said someone was thinking about that.
Same deal.
Okay.
Lincoln Point Road, even though there's like a gate there, we would still need to formally close the remainder of it.
We don't own it.
Is that,
That's a private road.
well, is that the one that we accepted and didn't say to where?
Right.
The warrant article that said we accepted, or portions of that road, I think was accepted as a town road. But we were not very artful apparently in writing our article to specify
Where it ends.
exactly where that stops.
Right, so even though there's a gate there,
Yeah.
Then-
Like you were saying, it's kind of.
technically, if someone further down the road said, well, we want this plowed, then we would have to, in the middle of winter, decide to plow it.
And,
That might be the condition there too.
Right, and I know like if you
It would be
accepted
the same thing.
portion of Pensel Road, it wasn't specified to what point, like how many miles or, you know, or distance down.
so,
Right,
so my question is then to the board and to the town manager. Do we need to look at this to find out exactly where the ends of these roads are that the town is responsible for?
the road commissioner is working on it. I
Okay,
don't think that the infrastructure committee needs to.
yes,
Correct.
well, it's,
I don't think that's really, yeah, that's probably more in.
Yeah.
In her lane without you guys than it's in your lane, I think.
well, I know, but it's
If the road
still,
commissioner has some
That's me.
question, then I'm
Here,
sure that she'll bring it to
Yep.
the, committee.
but it's,
For
to me, it's still roads, so
Yeah.
it's still, okay. So that's all I've got. Any other new business or any other business today?
I guess I'm not liking the way this committee is going.
Okay,
It's, I signed up to be on the advisory committee to bounce ideas off of, to help work with the people in power and not be quite as stringent and. This is a very formal acting, which I don't think it needs to be, but maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
But
Are you suggesting that maybe the formality we're imposing kind of holds back our brainstorming?
yes, yes. I think I think it would be important that we have more of an open communication than talking sticks and.
that's only because of last month.
But I'm personally. Here on an advisory committee where I don't get to make any decisions and I just want to informally help out,
Okay,
so.
It-
I don't know
it's your-
how it's got so strict.
It's your committee, but you might want to ask the members if they were upset by what happened last month.
We're missing.
Let's wait until the rest of them come and then we can reevaluate.
With that
Your
comment-
point taken though.
I was gonna say, with that
Yeah.
comment, I mean, so I'm trying to, like I said, trying to get some things done, so we've got line painting and road sweeping coming up this month. I drafted this up, I'd like you to take a look with a lead pen and see if there's anything, I only printed out with one. But just to kind of pass it around and see if there's any comments that you have. from
Oh,
my
this is one I did.
Yep, you already.
I use,
Are we painting anything different?
No, I don't have
I'll
anything
do
different.
red.
But there, it does include the crosswalks on Main Street.
Yeah.
I am gonna reach out to the DOT and see if that's something that they can do. I know there's only one that I believe the DOT is responsible for and that the town added additional ones. So we might have to be responsible for those other 3 that were listed.
They should be responsible for one where the sign is.
Yes,
That should be there.
yes.
Okay.
And so I think the other ones where there aren't like ADA accessible ramps or
I
anything.
believe this one, there used to be one by the post office that just didn't go anywhere. It was like stupid,
Right.
curb to curb. I was like, wait a minute.
So we've just gotta verify.
What you think that, and then,
Yeah.
of course, Bridge Street, the store's not even open. Why do you need a crosswalk? I questioned that.
Okay. Put a good
You're-
question mark in there, so, all right. And then we're gonna start looking at the road construction contract and the advertisement for bids on that. And so what we decided is we are taking out Richmond Mills Road, correct?
Yes.
All right, and so when we look at the length and width, we've got that on there. We're doing a 1-inch 9.5 millimeter overlay. I think I've gotta get some updates for the estimate in tons. And Henry, you had a document here, I think, for the bid?
Well, I did a bid schedule already, but also this where you come out with the purpose or at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
I think that purpose, we should have, I've got some of these. And there's some yellow things that we need, this would be I think it would be a perfect product thing, and I believe when it comes
You
back.
handed this
to-
out?
yeah. No, I just ran it on, I did this. But I think what it is the town is requesting bids from qualified contractors to perform the fine town road paving. The base bid work is to resurface with the 1-inch HMA wearing surface, is that correct? And resurface existing surfaces, portion, the stuff that's, the italics should be filled in, we should tell them how to do it. And there are sections in the main dot specs that apply. Chapter 4 of the main dot spec overall applies to installing paving. And somebody ought to say paragraph, blah, 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 blah. Of the main dot spec. And then Brian could do that. And then we should state also what's to be done with driveway aprons and shoulders, if anything. I understand shoulders now are going to be a separate deal. But I don't think we said what they do with driveway aprons, and we should,
Yes.
okay? Somebody needs to tell us that. The alternate bid work, the alternate bid work. Is to reclaim existing pavement, leave it in place, grade and compact it in strict accordance with. Such and such a sections of chapter 3 of the main dot specs, and Brian can help us with that. The entire depth of the existing pavement shall be pulverized together with X or more inches of the underlying material. There were complaints that the guy last time didn't go far enough, we didn't tell him how deep to go. And I don't know if the answer is 12 inches, I don't know if the answer is twice the existing pavement, I don't know if it's existing pavement plus 4 inches. I would suggest this, if there's not a good engineering reason to require 12 inches, and you put 12 inches in there, you're gonna pay for it, and you may or may not get it, but for sure, you're gonna pay for it. So, I would suggest that for our fixing that up, to basically go into here,
Yes.
okay? And so we would have on the roads, we would have these roads you listed,
Mhm.
take away the one that we just Xed out.
Yeah.
Plus, we'd have another set of an alternate item for, we're seeking bids for reclaiming a 2-inch base,
Mhm.
okay?
Thank you.
I think when Brian comes back, my recommendation would be that he just take a look at this and give us his recommendations. He's a professional engineer that's done highway work. I'd say, as far as looking at these main specs, the 2 chapters that we look at here are not that extensive, but the whole document's like 700 pages. Of the next main dot spec. Okay, I'm sorry, so that goes to purpose, or somewhere in the beginning of the RFP, however we structure it. And right now, we have a scope of work and performance, there we know some of the main dot specifications, do we need to get Ryan to tell us whether those are all the ones we need or not?
Now, in the road reconstruction contract,
Yes.
this is the one that was revised by the attorneys. And so they updated some of this. I don't know if the infrastructure committee would recommend taking some of this and putting it into here or switching it out or. Like they did note the DOT
Yeah.
standard specifications
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, and
So,
I would suggest that a bunch of, part of the RFP
mhm,
should include the sample contract. The RFP that you send out should say, this is the contract we're gonna use.
okay,
And when they sign the RFP, they're agreeing, we're gonna deliver the bonds and execute this contract that you've given us. For a couple reasons. You got a lot of stuff duplicated.
Right.
A lot of it isn't really duplicated. The same.
Mhm.
And if you don't do that, you end up in a case where you might be negotiating a contract with the contractor after you've picked them for award.
right.
Where you get them to agree in their bid that this is the contract.
So Henry, you're saying focus on this contract and then duplicate that into the,
I'm saying this contract should be an attachment to your RFP, or your
Yeah.
RFP, your RFP
basically
should
should
have.
be.
So-
Usually it'll have, instructions to bidders. A bid schedule, which is that thing that I've suggested in the past,
Scope of work.
and a contract.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might put in sample bonds if there's a specific bond form that you want.
So if you could go through the advertisement for bids and cross out anything that might seem duplicate. We'll go with the road reconstruction contract and I'll update that to reflect the
Into there.
the 1 inch surfacing. But then just make sure that the advertisement for bids has the instruction to bidders, the fee schedule, right? That's the fee or bid schedule,
Bid schedule.
and then the attached contract. So
Yes.
I just wanna make sure I'm not, like you said, duplicating information.
See, and for example, Shannon.
Yep.
I would say when you get to like page 5 of your RFP, bills and claims,
Mhm,
breach of contract,
mhm.
all that stuff I would suggest should be in the contract. The
Yep.
sample contract that's attached.
So, okay,
They ought to look similar. Yeah,
They shouldn't
make
even
sure,
be in here at all.
Yeah.
In that, well, they should, this would be instructions to bidders.
Yeah.
Okay, and part of your bid package would be the sample contract, and your contract should start out the contract documents. If you look on your road construction contract, paragraph 1, or a big Roman numeral 1. The contract documents include the following, which are incorporated in the contract. This contract, the actual thing.
Mhm.
The paving advertisement for bids, the contractor's proposal, the payment and performance bonds, and these sections of the main dot standard specifications.
yeah,
all.
These things are all part of the contract. It's what's written here, plus B through C or B through E by. By reference.
yeah,
And. Well, some of the things that I complained about. That. Did,
On the contract,
I suggested a contract, we sent it to a lawyer. It came back $700 later, and I thought, maybe unfairly, maybe harshly, some of this is stupid. Like, and some of it I don't care, but like, the contract is made between the inhabitants of the town of Wayne. And it isn't made between the inhabitants, it's made between the town's a separate entity. But that's nitpicky. Things that are not nitpicky is there's a warranty provision in here. That is okay, but it's less strict than the warranty provision in the tech dots. Main dot specs, I'm sorry, going back to my old sticks when I do text dot, it's the Texas Department. The main dot specs. Has a strong warranty provision, which we incorporated. But then we also put in our own warranty provision in here that was less strong. And that takes precedent. And that was a point that I had, why we do that? So anyway, we need to look at this and. I wouldn't suggest too many changes to it, but
right,
one or few, and even then.
Yeah.
This has already been reviewed by legal, if we just wanna go with this, that's fine with me, but we'll put it as part of the contract.
so this contract,
mhm,
This,
the warranty of construction, see section 1.
now that is.
6.9.
That's a strict one,
main standard specification.
Yeah, but
But it says
it's like-
something else in here?
Yeah, another, somewhere in here talks about 1 year, labor, I'd have to look and find it,
Okay,
but,
Isn't it in your, it was in your advertisement?
uh. And some of these things, I've got a progress payment, deal in here that I thought was, but I don't even know if it was necessary. I'm used to jobs that take a while to finish, okay? Where there would be progress payments. After I did this, and these guys came to work, I go, well. Shit, they come in there on this.
Yeah.
So there's no progress payment, so maybe we can even,
Cut some.
we can even cut some of that out.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'd be happy if you went through and
Yeah.
redlined any of it,
Yeah.
and bring it in, send it to me in any way you feel fit.
with the contract or both? Both.
Yeah, both, because the advertisement for bids, like Henry said, will be like the front page, it's the cover
Yeah.
page, it's the instruction to bidders. Essentially, on what they need to do, so taking out all the redundant information from the first one, and then just making sure it's in the contract. So anything that seems too much, we'll take it out of that. And then that way I can attach that with the bid schedule and then the contract.
Yes.
You can submit that back with all the fulfillments and bonds and things. Alright, any questions? Alright,
Okay.
that's it for now.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you want this to go out April 24th?
Well, I was trying to put it out early because, I mean, we're gonna start getting on that.
I'm not
And so, I mean,
complaining,
that's-
just asking.
That's looking at like the end, I think, of next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was hoping by the end of this week, we could kind of get it finalized, try to get it approved, and then try to get it turned back around, so we actually have real numbers when we go to the town meeting. And say, this is what we're looking at having scheduled, so we can say, yeah, because if you get it scheduled between May, to start May 15th or something, you get it done by August. June's coming up very shortly after that, so. For town meeting.
well, it worked out the last time, it strikes me that it's too short of a time frame for people to bid. But, I
weeks?
mean, it worked out last time, is 2 weeks okay? I mean, you guys tell me what you think.
Give it a shot. That's all
I
we can
think
do.
as far as the paving guys are concerned, they don't need a lot of time.
Okay.
Yeah, they said 2 weeks when I talked to them on the phone. They said 2 weeks is good. Just let us know that it's coming. And we'll start preparing for it. And so while I'm working on it, I've got something, we start getting a full draft, then I can give them a call and say, hey, I've got something coming your way. Then they'll start preparing and they
So-
said 2 weeks is a good time.
Most of these paving guys have probably looked at every one of these roads and given an estimate already.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure they have that data. But they also have car measurement, they just drive that car and it tells them how fast they go. So. They shouldn't need a lot of time unless there's somebody.
So Dave has an appointment, anything else?
Set a date for next meeting.
That's the next thing on the agenda.
How does May 4th sound?
May the 4th be with you. That sounds.
May the 4th be with you.
It's my birthday.
Oh, your
It's
birthday?
your brother's birthday too.
Let's bring a
And
cake.
Doug.
Really?
Doug's birthday's May 4th.
That's May 2nd.
No, it's May 4th. I know your brother's birthday. That's scary, I know.
Okay, so May 4, 9:30,
That sounds good.
and you've got a couple of things that'll be coming to you anyway between now and then from individuals.
Yeah. Feel free to swing by the office. If you have any questions, comments, email me, give me a call. We can talk about it.
When do you wanna go on this list?
Whenever. I will be here all this week and next week, so.
You don't wanna go to that, you go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've got another appointment outside today.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen. Right?
Yeah, you,